Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2014 MAP Startup Accelerator launch party. My name is Rowan Workman. I'm the manager of the Melbourne Accelerator program, and it's an absolute thrill to see so many of you here tonight. We've got standing room only, which is a far cry from where we came a couple of years ago. I'd like to start by acknowledging Professor Margaret Shiel, who is the Acting Vice-Chancellor. She's here to officially launch this year's program, and her presence here tonight is strong evidence of the support that we have from the senior leadership of the university, that they are committed to building and fostering a culture of entrepreneurship at university and in Australia more broadly. I would also like to acknowledge Professor Ivan Mariels, who is the Dean of the Melbourne School of Engineering. But more importantly, in my mind, he is the founder of MAP. And it only dawned on me earlier this year just how bold a move it was to establish MAP when a few years ago he provided a not so insignificant amount of money to allow startups and young entrepreneurs to have $20,000 each, didn't want equity, and said you could spend the money on whatever you want. So without that courage, none of us would be here tonight. Thank you, Ivan. MAP has evolved significantly since 2012, but our vision has remained constant. That's to raise the culture of entrepreneurship. When we started in 2012, we had 4 startups go through our program that got funding, office space, and mentoring. But we quickly realised that if we wanted to build that culture of entrepreneurship, we couldn't support just the top startups on campus, and that we needed to do something for everyone, for entrepreneurs at all stages of development. Today, I'm pleased to say that MAP offers a range of programs and activities designed to upskill and connect aspiring entrepreneurs at any stage of development. We have public forums and launch parties designed to inspire people to start businesses. We have our masterclasses every second week throughout semester designed to provide practical advice on the day-to-day running of a startup. And we also have our feeder programs, Startup Velocity, Escape Velocity, and Terminal Velocity, very cute names, which all follow on from each other. But if you have an idea and don't know where to take it, then this is the place for you. And it allows people to come into a safe environment, understand what's required to take an idea and actually build that from a startup into a business. And very pleasingly, 2 of the startups that are going to go through this year's program, Quanticare Technologies and Financial Ask, both have their roots in Startup Velocity. So we're beginning to see that cycle work. It's also pleasing to see that MAP's hard work over the last couple of years is starting to pay off. When the UBI Index, a Swedish research firm, ranked MAP the 13th best university business incubator in the world, which is a fantastic achievement. But none of this would be possible without the support of the startup community, the university community, the MAP Advisory Board, and the MAP mentors, basically everyone here tonight. So thank you for contributing to that culture of entrepreneurship which we are building here at the university, and this crowd here tonight is evidence that it is building and it is very vibrant. But there's more to do. So the format for tonight is that we will shortly hear from Margaret, who will officially launch this year's program, and then I'd like to invite Martin Adams to the stand to represent the MAP Advisory Board before we hear brief updates from the MAP alumni and then introduce this year's startups. So without further ado, would you please make welcome Margaret Shiel, the Acting Vice-Chancellor.
So thank you very much, Rowan. It's a pleasure to be here. I realised as I was reflecting on the length of time MAP's been going, it's almost exactly the amount of time that I've been at the University of Melbourne. And so one of the early MAP events was one of my first events here at Melbourne, and it's great to see how it's grown and the success and the enthusiasm in the room, which is just absolutely fabulous to have such a talented group of people here and interested in this program. I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Wurundjeri people, and pay my respects to their elders past and present, and acknowledge our Dean of Engineering, Ivan Mariels, and for his vision and entrepreneurship in founding the program. And I see he has a fellow Dean here in Field Rickard's Dean of Education, and many other academic colleagues. It's also wonderful to see Martin and the other members of the advisory board here, Paul Hollyock, Tony Glenning, Lenny Mayo and Daryl Wade, who I was just sharing my experiences of an intrepid tour in Morocco with, and the academic director Taz and Charlie Day, the director, and Rowan, who, along with those committed group of entrepreneurial mentors, is really driving this program. As Rowan indicated, it is something that the university supports strongly, and it's very much touches to all elements of the work that we do here at the university. It's providing a wonderful experience for many students. It's leading to research outcomes and outcomes in commercial ventures, and it's very much engaging the broader community and building an ecosystem around innovation and that culture of innovation. Before I came to the university, I worked in government at the Australian Research Council, and I was involved in many conversations about how we could get business and universities working better together, and how we could build and generate a culture of innovation across a whole range of sectors. And many times I said, in response to questions at in various places, ranging from the Prime Minister's Science Council down to meetings with various industry partners, was that it's really important to engage students early in thinking in an entrepreneurial way, and both early in their undergraduate programs and also in PhD programs and beyond. That we really need to capture the spirit and that enthusiasm from entrepreneurship early, and that's part of this program. So it's wonderful to see, and so. And it's also wonderful to see we're a competitive place at Melbourne. We like to be number one in as many things that we can. So it's wonderful to see you 13. I'll look forward to you rising in those rankings. And just to put a little bit of pressure on to Rowan and the team. And we like to win. So on that trajectory, we should see great things in years to come. And it's wonderful that you're all here, and it'll be great to hear from the alumni and the new participants in the program. I apologise in advance. I do have to sneak away and do my third event of the evening around 7, so I'm sorry that I can't stay to listen to all the presentations, but I'm delighted to officially launch MAP 2014. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Margaret. Although MAP started officially in 2012, it was actually conceived a few years before that, when Martin Adams and Eva Mariels got together for a coffee in the Dean of Engineering's office and hatched up a plan for this entrepreneurship program. Martin has been there since day one, and without his advice and support, and that of the other members of the advisory board, Paul Hollyoak, Tony Glenning, Lenny Mayo, and Daryl Wade, we wouldn't be on the track that we are, and their support has been absolutely invaluable. So representing the advisory board here tonight, would you please make welcome Martin Adams.
Thanks very much, Rowan, and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. As Rowan said, it's great to see so many people interested in the MAP program and supporting this very important initiative. Thanks for reminding me how all this started, Rowan, because the last time before that cup of coffee with Evan, I was in the Dean's office. I was about to get expelled. So I walked in there with a bit of trepidation. But I've got to say that the hospitality has improved a long way since I was last at university. And in fact, I had the pleasure this afternoon to have another cup of coffee. And if you ever have the opportunity, I advise you to take it up, because Evan serves excellent coffee. But more than that, I just want to pay tribute to Evan's vision, because this country can't take itself for granted. We've had a great ride so far. You are some of the smartest people we have in the country. You're at an age where anything is possible. And where and how you apply yourself has a very big impact, not only on your lives, but the lives of others. And there's no doubt that startups and what they create in terms of employment and wealth creation for the nation are just critical. So one of the things that Evan recognised was that as a leading university, we should be changing the culture and encouraging people to start thinking about innovation and backing themselves. Now, what we can do as MAP is to try and provide some support. You've got the ideas, you've got the energy, but sometimes experience and grey hair can help. Money helps, advice helps. And this is what MAP's all about. So really for you, you have a marvellous opportunity. You have what I don't have, which is youth. And time matters. So you can have a go and you can fail and you can have another go. And really, you're already a self-selected group, the fact that you're here today. But you have a marvellous opportunity to engage with someone like MAP to support you. And I just encourage you all to use it to your best advantage. Now, I just want to also pay tribute to the leadership of Charlie Day. Charlie is out here, works very closely with the Vice-Chancellor, Glyn Davis, but he's been absolutely instrumental in helping build this program together with the advisory board, and Daryl Wade, who's a very successful entrepreneur in his own right and making a very big contribution to the university infrastructure and ecosystem. Lenny Mayo over there. Lenny, a very successful entrepreneur and involved in many startups. And again, all these people are willing to lend their expertise and knowledge to help you, purely because it's a good thing to do. We also have with us Tony Glenning and Paul Hollyoak and Professor Tas Nimalathas. Let me get this right. So together we provide some guidance to the program, to Rowan, who has done an outstanding job. He's a very successful young leader in his own right, and he's taking this program from strength to strength. I also want to congratulate the 6 companies who are this year's 2014 MAP Fellowship winners. We're going to hear from you later on. But more importantly, there are 6 out of 56 companies that applied. And underneath that were more than 2,000 people who have interacted with the MAP program, either through masterclasses, learning how to pitch, but starting to think and gain their skills. And this is the way to do it. Get engaged, get involved. And it's a phenomenal achievement in a few short years. You heard that we were number 13. I know that's not good enough yet, Margaret, but we'll do our best and try and get into single digits. But what's really interesting is out of that 13 number, we're 13 out of 800 accelerators around the world. So that's an enormous achievement in 3 years. And of course, it's because of the people who are actually doing the work, which is you. The other thing I want to say is that Rowan, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he likes to travel, it seems. And he's made friends across the world with sort of other institutions like Berkeley, Stanford, MIT, and Harvard. And so we're now interconnecting our program here at Melbourne with the best in the world. So this is your ecosystem, this is your environment. And the other thing I just want to make note, one last thing. The mentors who are now volunteering their time, there's over 50 of them, who are spending their time and experience and energy to guide you to get your companies and your ideas to fruition. And that's a phenomenal contribution. And what we're doing is, through the Melbourne MAP program, is creating a hub for those people who are interested in entrepreneurial activity. And having this ecosystem from people who've been successful before is just a marvellous way for you to leverage. So you've got a great opportunity. Grasp it. Go hard. Thank you.
Thanks, Martin. Surely we'll hear from the MAP alumni. There are 10 companies that have gone through the MAP Startup Accelerator, and they're all phenomenal. Between them, they've raised over $5 million in funding, but more importantly, they've generated almost 60 jobs and almost $1 million in revenue in just 2 short years. And those numbers are going to go up in the next couple of months with some new news, or some news that's about to come out, which is really exciting. So tonight we're going to have brief updates from a few of the MAP alumni. Some of them couldn't be here, so Marita from Tumar and Oliver from Client Catalyst, and also Joe from Eblis and their regards from overseas, but unfortunately they couldn't be here tonight. But we're going to hear brief updates from some of the MAP alumni. So first up, we have Ed from 121Cast. Would you please make him feel welcome? Oh, we got Long tonight instead of Ed. There we go. Please make welcome Long from 121Cast.
Sorry, Ed couldn't be here. He's feeling a bit sick today. So I'm Long. I'm one of the co-founders of 121Cast. And for those of you that don't know what we do, we make a pretty special app called Omni. It's a personal radio app that allows you to build your own radio station with just the shows and music you like. And so some of the updates that's we've been happening in the last year. Earlier this year, we announced a partnership and investment by Southern Cross Austereo, and they're Australia's biggest media company, or one of Australia's biggest media companies, and they own the Fox and Triple M network here in Melbourne. And we're working with them to get their content, which they produce a lot of really good radio shows, to have a really great experience in our app. And also, we're currently in the middle of closing a really large financing round. It's our biggest yet, and it's with a US company. And so we'll be really excited to share that news pretty soon. And just yesterday, we actually launched a new version of an app called Omni, which is in the iPhone App Store right now. So feel free to go and download and check it out and give us any feedback that you have. And speaking of job creation, we're actually currently looking to hire 3 to 4 developers. So if anyone knows any good .NET, Apple or Android developers, please let me know. Thanks.
Thanks, Long. That's OMNY. Make sure you download it and start using it, and do give the guys some feedback and refer any job applicants their way. Next up, we have David from Blue Sky. Where are you, David? He's down the back. Please make welcome David from Blue Sky.
Thanks, Ron. Hi, guys. Back in MAP 2012, we came into the intake with a company called Unisquare. And unfortunately, we had to close that company down, and it was one of the toughest times of my life. But my co-founder and I, Nigel, we rebounded from that, and within 3 months, we decided to start something new. We started Blue Sky. And Blue Sky is an online retail discovery platform. Helps you see what your friends are buying and helps you recommend your favorite products to your community. And we believe very strongly that delightful retail discovery can be for everybody, no matter who you are, wherever you are. And that's our mission. And we're very proud to say that 230,000 Australians agree with us and use our app. And one of the, I guess, something that's really exciting is that the retail industry is starting to take note. We have 500 retail partners on board at the moment, and it's rapidly growing every month. And the retail industry has, I guess, we haven't won the award yet, but we're in the finals to win the best mobile retail shopping app in Australia for 2014. And we're very excited about that. Thank you. And we couldn't have done this without the support of our investors. We've raised $1.7 million, and the best bit is that, you know, coming to the office every day, working with fantastic people. We've got a team of 20 now. Last year, this time, we had 3 people, and it's just been such a thrill. And this, well, we're just getting started. Thank you.
Thanks, David. If you win the award and they give you a ranking, just be careful who you tell. We've started off with 2 of the companies that have been in the mobile web space, but now we've got Braden Kidd, who is the founding director of New Wave Power Systems, who's got electrical engineering innovation. Please make welcome Braden.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Braden Kidd. I'm the Director of New Wave Power Systems, and my MAP 2012 entry was the DC Hybrid Remote Area Power System. Since then, it's evolved into the Interpro DC Microgrid series, which is an enabling technology which seeks to unlock the value of distributed energy. It's a standardised modular design that seeks to simplify the installation of complex microgrids. Now, an example application of this is in large-scale water processing and treatment. So if you see, there's a picture up there of a collaborating company who's used a system similar to this. We can get orders of magnitude larger than the largest system which is currently on the market, plus do features which cannot be done in solar-only systems. So it's an example where we've got multiple loads, multiple generating sources, and all the other companies I'm aware of that are trying to enter this space can't, because they just can't actually build something like this that works. So our other applications include grid-connected systems. So we can have a system that operates as a UPS when the grid fails, and we can also get around utility restrictions on renewable energy. So I'm currently leading a team at the moment that's seeking to further refine this technology and also to raise some additional capital to enter this into the international market space. So if you'd like to hear more about this, I'll be around afterwards and you can see me. Thank you.
Thanks, Braden. Next up, we have David from VenueMob. Please make David welcome.
Thanks, Ron. So since we got into MAP in 2012, we basically had this goal of simplifying the event planning process for both, I guess, once-off event planners, perhaps organising your birthday or your wedding, all the way to the professional event planners organising, up to 50, even 100 events per year for a company or an organisation. So I guess, since then, I just wanted to give a quick update today of where we're at. Cool. So basically, we built out a marketplace for event venues, and we signed up probably around 1,000 venues in the last year and a half. A quick update on the stats. We've raised $1 million of capital to grow out this marketplace from all sorts of investors with great backgrounds, great experience, and it's really tapped into that, I guess, network of the MAP mentor group as well. And then another exciting thing is that we've built up a really good team, all sorts of experience, tech, sales, account management, editorial. We're still working out of the MAP co-working space. It's been really helpful, and it's really, it's great to see the community build up where, sometimes at the very early days, there's, very few people in the office, but now, if you walk in there, it's just buzzing with, 40 people sometimes. And I think last Friday it was, really, really exciting. Since launch, or since we got into MAP, we have 500,000 people who have used our website and our platform to find an event for their venue. And now, in total, we've generated over 24,000 event inquiries to venues ranging from bars, restaurants, function spaces, warehouses, bowling alleys, all sorts. And now our big focus in the moving forward is our corporate client base, using our service monthly, weekly, all the time to organise their Christmas parties, their conferences, their meetings. We've built up a huge client base of corporate clients within Australia, all across Australia, and helping them organise their events on a regular basis. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, David. When VenueMob came into the program in 2012, there were 3 members of the team, and I remember working day in, day out with them from the MAP office, and there weren't many of us in the MAP office then. So it's really exciting to see we've got some better furniture. We've got some more people in the office now as well, but that culture that David mentioned is starting to grow to the point where we've actually seen venture capitalists come and have coffees with various teams downstairs and other kind of investors and mentors come in and out of the area. So we're starting to see more of those sort of connections happening, which is really pleasing. Next up, we have Simone from Quanticare Technologies. Thanks, Simone.
Hi, thank you. So Quanticare makes implantable devices to treat neurological conditions through better engineering. And so what have we done in the last year? Basically, we've been very lucky. And so one way in which we've been lucky is that we're part of this DARPA program called SubNets. SubNets is the largest amount of money given out by the Obama Brain Initiative to date. And it's a $30 million program for which we are responsible for the electronics. So this device, the SubNets device, aims at building essentially a vastly improved and more complex DBS systems. And we build the core technology of that. And more importantly, I think, through this program, in 17 months only, we have to be in people, or we lose the money. So it was very exciting. Well, we don't lose the money. We just don't get any more money. And we've also picked up some more funding from the National Institute of Health in the US and the state government of Victoria. And so this is pretty good. And the next good thing is that our team is growing. So we're very happy that we were able to recruit two really top people, the PhD level, Igor from Berkeley and Ben from Cornell. And I think we're very happy to say that at this point, a lot of people are jealous of our team, and they should be. But we still aren't there yet. Obviously, medical devices is a long road. And we do have quite a bit of government money, which is nice and non-dilutive. But I think we're still looking at partnering with private investors to raise more money and leverage it further. And so this is one area. We're also looking at collaborating with established medical companies that can accelerate our development. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We have some things that we know how to do that not many people know how. And we want to focus on that and not on the rest. So if you want to know more, just come talk to me. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks, Simone. I'm I think luck's only played a small part of it. It's pretty hard work that's gone into that program, but I'm also slightly worried about your incentives. You've got 17 months to put some chips in people's brains. Next we have George from Swatchmate. Where are you, George? In the back here. Welcome.
Get there quicker. Hello, everyone. So I'd like to just ask a question. Why do we create technology? We started Swatchmate about a year ago, a bit more than a year ago, with the simple vision that technology can make us more creative and we can get closer to the things that inspire us. So with the right tools, we can all be artists, in essence. So we created the Cube, which is our first product, and it's simple. It just lets you capture color. We launched it in November last year, and since then, things have been pretty hectic. And we've done a bunch of things that we've been very proud of. So it's really good to be here this year now. Marks an anniversary since we got into MAP and look back at all the things that have been going on. For instance, we won the Melbourne, Sydney, New York Design Awards, won a State Merit Award for the I Awards in Victoria here, secured government funding, raised $150,000 on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and garnered over 2,000 pre-orders for our Cube. Partnered with the leading industrial design firm in Australia, and been featured in Mashable, Macworld, CNET, Fast Co-Design, Sydney Morning Herald, The Age, and hundreds of others. So I think someone recently told us we've been very robotic about executing on our vision, on our very creative vision, which I found interesting. But looking forward, FY15 for us is shaping up very nicely. We've obviously started the production run for our first 2,000 orders for the Cube, and that's scheduled to be sometime in September. And we're in the final stages of hashing out a legal agreement with a major player in the paint industry for the funding and development of a separate product, and that'll be a long-term wholesale distribution. So we're looking forward to telling you more about that. But it's been a really good 12 months. And we kind of went looking for color and realized it was everywhere. We just had to create a way to find it. So yeah, thanks.
Thanks, George. And the last of the MAP alumni updates, we have Scott from The Price Geek.
Good evening. My name's Scott. I'm a co-founder of The Price Geek. So The Price Geek was a search engine for the market price of anything, and it basically allowed you to calculate price data and generate data visualizations. And throughout the MAP program, we saw over 150,000 users and something like about $100,000 in affiliate revenue. But and also got featured on CNN, Lifehacker, ABC, etc., etc. But unfortunately, the bad news is that we're actually not working on it anymore, and we've all actually moved on to separate projects. And I'd like to give you a quick, honest account of what I think happened and ultimately what went wrong. So I think it ultimately wasn't a good business because the price comparison space online was a very, very competitive space, which made distribution exceedingly difficult. the value we could extract out of users was not enough to justify paid acquisition channels. And although we did well with press and content marketing, these weren't recurring distribution channels that we could get ongoing customers. And so I think the bigger question we never bothered to ask was, was this the right idea, or was this the right market to begin with? And this is a very tough question, but not asking these kinds of questions may lead you to a local maximum and have you optimizing not very important things. So, and it's very easy to get stuck in the momentum going the wrong way, but I would very much like to thank MAP for giving us the experience and the resources to carry out our plan and our idea, and to learn these valuable lessons and have this experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. And that follows on from what Martin said before about having a go, having the youth to have another crack if it doesn't work out. And all three of the co-founders from the Price Kick are now working on different ventures. So I think that is, we work in a pretty risky environment. Not all startups, most startups won't work. But the skills that you'll develop and the networks you'll get and the experience that you'll obtain is all going to help with your next venture. So thanks, Scott, for coming down and sharing your update. All right, now onto the main event, which is introducing this year's startups. And I must say that I'm absolutely thrilled with the quality of the teams that we have going through this year's program. We had 56 applications and 6 made the final cut. Starting us off tonight, we have Trent from Scand.
Yeah, thanks, Rowan. Good evening, everyone. What a wonderful turnout we have here this evening. So I'm Trent from Scand, and we plan to transform the way you look at real estate by making property inspections as simple as 1, 2, 3D. Navigating your way through the real estate market is often rated as one of the most stressful experiences in any homeowner's life, as traditional marketing content fails to accurately portray interior space, resulting in months of time-consuming physical inspections. Now, what if all of a sudden realestate.com gave you the ability to walk through highly detailed and realistic 3D models of their property as if you were physically there? Well, that future is now, and it's here, and it's Scand. We are the first company in Australia that allows anyone to experience a physical location from anywhere in the world and at any time. And in addition, our marketing tools enable agents to attract a greater supply of interested buyers who are now able to inspect dozens of properties in minutes, not months. How do we do it? It's simple. We equip real estate photographers with cutting-edge 3D scanners. They go into your interior space and create a 3D model. We host it in our cloud for anyone to experience via web and mobile platforms. We have a relatively big team and we're growing fast. We specialize in interactive media, software and game development and design. And together we're able to efficiently and effectively visualize any interior space within 24 hours. In 2013, the Australian and US real estate industry generated a massive 9 and 200 billion respectively. Locally, real estate marketing generates 585 million in revenue, with 76 million of that spent on property visualization. Scand is able to generate immense value for our clients for roughly the same price as a standard listing on realestate.com, with prices starting for under $500. 3D visualization services are booming. New York startup Flawed has received over 6 million in funding, whilst another startup in the UK, Arc Virtual, has experienced over 600% growth in the last 2 years. However, when it comes to local competition, they are still prohibitively expensive and painfully slow, taking weeks to do what we are able to achieve in hours. Today, we're excited to have partnered up with one of Melbourne's leading realtors, Hudson Bond, visualising all of their new properties. We're also looking to expand our operations, so if you know anyone in real estate, please come and talk to me. As for tomorrow, our developers have been working incredibly hard to create an incredible virtual inspection experience available across an array of platforms. We have some early prototypes with us today, so if you want to come and take a look for yourself, please come find us after the conference. And with that in mind, I'd like to ask you to imagine a future where finding your dream home is as simple as 1, 2, 3D.
Thanks, Trent. Next up, we have Andrew from Financial Ask.
In 2007, my parents were in a high-risk growth fund for their superannuation. So when GFC hit, they were wiped out and it ended their plans for an early retirement. They didn't go and see a financial planner because of the perception that it was outside of their reach. And the reality was, when the average price of a financial plan is $3,700, it was unaffordable. So the reality in society is that most people don't go and see a financial planner, and the consequences can be dire. So allow me to introduce ourselves. My name's Andrew Lai, and this is Josh Brown. Josh owns EpiDev Development, and I worked at the NAB for 7 years as a big data manager. Together, we have industry experience and technical skills. So our solution to the problem of financial advice is Financial Ask, which will be the trusted source for tailored financial advice online. It'll work through apps and the web, and it makes financial advice accessible and affordable. So the way that it works is that a user simply types in a short financial question into the app or the web, and then they'll receive a response from a qualified financial planner. The user then has the option of upgrading to premium services to talk directly to a financial advisor via voice or video chat, or then upgrading further to holistic advice. For a financial advisor, it's a great way for them to get leads, grow their online presence, and make money from these premium transactions. In terms of competitors, on the bottom left, we have free DIY options. And on the top right, we have expensive holistic plans from the big banks and independent financial advisors. Financial Ask will inhabit that big space in the middle at the pricing point and at the level of advice which consumers are after. We're targeting a very big market. The financial advice industry generated over $4 billion in revenue last year, and our target market is 2.4 million people. As for our revenue model, we'll be taking a 20% cut of each premium transaction, and our targeted revenue will be $2.8 million and a customer lifetime value of $640. In terms of traction and validation, we have a working prototype, industry buy-in, advisors on board, and we've also run a closed beta program which has helped us to gain customers. We're absolutely passionate about solving the problems of financial advice so that we can help people, just like my parents, to better their lives. We're seeking industry contacts and early adopter customers, so if anyone, even if it's just a referral to a friend, please come and see us afterwards. Thank you.
So what Andrew didn't mention is that he actually got married about a week ago and had to cut his honeymoon short to be here. And that's what I call commitment. Congratulations, man. Next up, we have Quanticare Technologies with Phil Goebel.
Does anyone here have a grandmother who, because of declining health, has had a fall? I'm a physiotherapist, and I treat people who have fallen every day and have suffered because of it. The consequences are broken bones, long hospitalizations, and time away from the things that they love to do. Sometimes they can be the beginning of the end. Imagine if you could predict that fall and intervene before it even happens. My name is Phil. I'm the CEO of Quanticare Technologies, and we're building a sensor for walking frames to prevent falls in the elderly. Falls are an enormous challenge for our healthcare system today, and it's getting worse as our demographics continue to age. Not only do they increase the cost of caring for our seniors, it also decreases their quality of life. Imagine not being able to go to the toilet by yourself anymore. Our solution is about bringing the concepts of the quantified self to healthcare. Since falls are a result of a slow, gradual deterioration in walking, if we can measure, track, and trend how well someone is walking, we'll be able to intervene before the fall happens. Our sensor enables this. The core component is a camera, and using a computer vision algorithm, we're able to extract rich data and deliver that directly to health professionals to optimize treatment and measure how effective that treatment is. Our team consists of myself. I graduated from the Doctor of Physiotherapy program here at Melbourne Uni. Wes, who is a senior consultant and has a background in artificial intelligence, and Savant Krishna, who is an electrical engineer and has experience working with computer vision. Savant's been working with us remotely in Mumbai, but will be joining our team here later this month. We're addressing the digital health market. This is a new market, and it's growing very, very fast. The expected growth rate is 55%, and by 2018, it'll be worth $21 billion. There are other people pursuing solutions to this problem, but their solutions are either too costly, difficult to use, or don't provide the necessary data set that health professionals need. Key to our approach is that we're building a device which is easy and unobtrusive for the elderly to use. We've been making immense progress on our sensor system, and we'll be testing it in a gate laboratory very soon. We've secured key testing partnerships, and everybody we talk to in the industry is very, very excited about the potential this has to impact the quality of care that they're able to deliver. We're really excited about the potential that our first product, Footprints, has, but we're even more excited about the digital health space. Facilitating health professionals to intervene before an adverse medical event occurs is a new way of delivering care. As more health data is digitally captured and aggregated on platforms, we'll apply the experience and expertise that we gain through Footprints to apply predictive analytics to other problem areas in healthcare. Today, healthcare is a system that is patient pull and event-driven. The future of healthcare will be health provider push and data-driven. We're building that future today in the area of falls prevention, and we're really excited about it. Thanks.
Thanks, Phil and Wes. I saw a presentation recently where they put up a graph of the different markets for search in which Google operates, which is $60 billion a year, and then healthcare, which is $1.1 trillion a year. Healthcare is a massive market and starting to get really quite disrupted. And as Melbourne is a healthcare precinct, we're looking forward to seeing some great innovations come out of the University of Melbourne, and this is just one of those examples. Next up, we have Joe from xLabs. Please welcome Joe.
Evening, everyone. Being able to identify what people look at on screen has long been desired by developers. But allowing real-time continuous tracking without restricting users' head movement is only currently possible with expensive hardware solutions, up until now. Introducing xLabs. We have developed a world-first software-only eye tracking system that requires no additional hardware. It'll work on any ordinary webcam. Our solution provides for real-time continuous tracking without restricting users' natural movement, thereby enabling a truly mass-scale solution. As I mentioned, we're not the first to provide eye tracking solutions. There are a number of competitors, and they're basically split out into two quadrants. We have the hardware providers that are led by the leaders in Tobii. Their solution is expensive and therefore limits the ability to achieve mass scale. The software providers, on the other hand, can only be really referred to as rudimentary at best. They allow you to track, provided you absolutely do not move your head, virtually put it in a device. As soon as the slightest head movement occurs, the test is null and void. Therefore, xLabs is uniquely positioned to capitalise on its ability to provide a truly ubiquitous and mass-scale product. So what's the point of eye tracking? Why do people do it, and how we capitalise on this? Let's take some examples. User experience. Imagine if we could give website owners and developers true insights into how their users view their site. Not just where they click, but how they actually view it in real time anywhere in the world. What if we could tell the age, what people looked at on their homepage versus what they clicked? Maybe their headings aren't necessarily right and they should get rid of the subbies. Let's look at some new ways of interacting with computers, allowing a quadriplegic to interact with a computer using just their eyes. We'll consider the impact on gaming, being able to control where the movement is and keeping both hands on your controls. Massive potential. Another good example of mine is looking at the online advertising industry, a $100 billion industry. yet the only metrics they can provide are number of impressions and number of clicks. What if we could tell you whether someone even looked at your ad, and if so, for how long? Just a few examples of the use of eye tracking. The point is that there are so many that we just can't think of them all. Therefore, xLabs' strategy of execution is by providing an SDK and creating a whole new marketplace for developers and democratising gaze tracking, make it available to anybody that has a need or a use for it. So why us? My co-founders, Dr. Dave Rawlinson and Dr. Alan Zhang, have a combined 15 years' experience in artificial intelligence and computer vision. I have a rich, deep commercial experience and startup experience, and together with Steve Roberts, our UX and product expert, we believe we're the right team to take this further. We're currently about to release a pre-beta SDK that is opening up to developers to build products that showcase our capabilities. So if anyone here is interested in contacting us and getting looking at our SDK and building tools and funky tools to show interactions with gaze tracking, please feel free to contact us. But we won't stop there. We want to build a future where people can interact with computers in a more natural way. Don't just take our word for it. Jump onto our website, check out our video, and by all means register for a pre-release of our software. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe. Next up, we have Shane from Pathobin. Please welcome Shane.
We all stay here? Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Shane Batty from Pathobin. The problem for pathologists and their patients is that pathology diagnosis relies on human eyes looking at tissue on a glass slide. This is a real problem if you live in a part of the world that doesn't have access to a pathologist. This is a young boy who lives in Kenya, and he's got a rapidly growing facial tumour. With Pathobin, his diagnostic slides can be uploaded to the cloud, reviewed by pathologists anywhere in the world, and with the correct diagnosis and appropriate management, have a good outcome. Pathobin solves problems in diagnosis, research and learning through our digital pathology solution. Research is impossible if you don't have access to the cases that you need. If you're working at the Austin Hospital and you want to study prostate cancer, you can do a search on Pathobin and find case images uploaded from TissuePath in Mount Waverley, contact the contributor and ask for their involvement. Sometimes pathologists need second opinions, and this may involve sending glass slides interstate or overseas. With Pathobin, second opinions are instantaneous and collaborative. We have built Pathobin.com as a digital pathology hub. Users can upload images from their desktop or mobile devices. Not only is it a learning and diagnostic platform, but it's capable of massive crowdsourced research ventures. When we reach a critical mass of images and data, we can start analysing for new discoveries and teaching computers to make the diagnosis themselves. But before we get there, we have to look at how people are capturing microscopic images in the first place and how we can overcome the prohibitive costs that's currently associated with that. So we've come up with the Pathobin slide scanning robot, which combines the best features of smartphone imaging with the power of whole slide scanning. It attaches to any microscope, can be remotely accessed for off-site diagnosis, and most importantly, it's extremely low cost. So it solves the problem of how anybody, anywhere in the world, can be digitising microscope slides. Our team comprises myself, Dr. Shane Batty, Indra Kanirwan, Raven Arata and Jason Batty. The pathology market includes over 1 million pathology professionals worldwide, 25,000 of which work in Australia, as well as thousands of medical students who use microscopes for learning. Our initial addressable market are the predominantly local pathologists and organisations that we've reached through conference presentations, on our social media platforms and through hospital and education links. In February, we impressed the Royal College of Pathologists of Australasia with a demonstration of Pathobin.com's basic features, and we were provided with a booth at the International Pathology Update Conference. We're looking forward to presenting again in at Auckland, and as well as the Pathology Visions Conference in San Francisco in October. And that's all from me. We'd be really happy to discuss in further detail after the presentations if you have any questions. Thank you.
And last but not least, we have Ivan from Brosa.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ivan, and I'm one of the co-founders of Brosa. We're the marketplace helping industrial designers manufacture and sell the unique homewares. So the problem we solve is that industrial designers all around the world create unique products every single day, but the reality is that they'll never get manufactured. I mean, take for example, Paul. He designs furniture. And while he's got lots of different product ideas and designs that he'd like to get made, the reality is that they probably never will be. And that's because he doesn't understand manufacturing. He doesn't understand what's involved in making an actual product. He doesn't understand importing. He doesn't know how to get a product into a new country. On top of that, he doesn't have any buying power, so he can't manufacture cost effectively. And to top it all off, he doesn't have a large enough audience of customers, so he may manufacture something, sell 1 or 2 pieces, and all his profits are stuck in dead stock. On the same hand, there are consumers who are really tired of buying the same old generic products that all their friends have. I mean, we know those sofas, those IKEA sofas that everyone has in their home, and we kind of dress them up with like a different color so no one knows that it's an IKEA sofa. We know those replica furniture pieces that are just cheap and nasty that everyone says it's the real thing, but it's not. There's no easy way for consumers to buy the unique products being designed by industrial designers. That is until Brosa. We work with industrial designers taking their designs through the manufacturing process to understand what it takes to make them a reality. We then crowdsource what will be popular products by getting our community to vote for the designs they like. Popular products go up on sale, and every sale earns an earning for those designers. In terms of the team, there's myself. I've been the founder and head of marketing of marketplaces like Elto.com and various e-commerce startups that have been among Australia's fastest growing businesses. My business partner, Richard, has built a multi-million-dollar manufacturing and importing business of homewares into Australia, and we've got advisors with a wealth of experience in these areas as well. The market we're targeting in furniture in Australia is an $8 billion market annually, but more interestingly, in China, where we already have expressions of interest to sell our products, is an $88 billion market annually. The competition is mostly mass-designed cheap retailers like those on the bottom right, or high-end expensive retailers that do designer pieces on the top left. But Brosa is unique in that we do designer curated pieces that are actually affordable for the everyday consumer. Now, we've been up for 5 months, and admittedly, we've been a little bit busy. It's just been Richard and I. But in 5 months, we've done $310,000 worth of revenue. In fact, we just completed a $100,000 revenue week. We've got a growing designer community all around the world that continues to grow every single day. And we've also had interior designers actually buy from us to fit out their individual clients. We've also had a number of media mentions that continues to build our profile. And we've also had the largest online retailer of furniture in Australia contact us personally saying they want our products. Unlikely they're going to get it, but yeah, they've contacted us. Future plans, we plan to grow our community of designers and also expand into other countries where we already have marketing partners ready to work with us. And we're also looking to do a fundraising round at the end of the year. So again, we're Brosa, we're the marketplace making and selling designer homewares from industrial designers. My name is Ivan Lim, and we are looking to speak to investors who are interested to share our vision and our passion. So if you're interested, do come and speak to us, or otherwise drop me an email. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ivan. Well, that wraps up the presentations for this evening. But before we conclude, I'd like to thank a couple of key people in the room who, without their help, we wouldn't be here. So firstly, it's Charlie Day and Thas Nemla-Thas, the 2 directors of MAP. Their stewardship and patience has been phenomenal in guiding us through the university circles. And they have been absolutely phenomenal in driving MAP forward. And lastly, to the MAP associates, I want to embarrass them. Where are you? I think they're over here. There we go. So we've got Maxine, Alex, Wen, and the rhyming duo of Boston and Coston, who are absolutely fantastic in helping make sure that hopefully this comes across as a smooth event. Thank you for all of your help. It is deeply appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this evening. Please hang around for a drink and a canapé. We look forward to chatting with you soon. Thanks.